it appears as if we're stuck in one flew over the cuckoo's nest. I have a Biden administration that somehow thought that giving the Iranian Ayatollah and the Iranian government billions of dollars would lead to peace around the world, that has rebooted the Iran nuclear deal, that famously said in the aftermath of that egregious withdrawal from Afghanistan that the Taliban needed to choose their place in the world. That was said by the White House press secretary at the time, Jen Psaki, who now 24 hours a day is a permanent fixture in the media for President Biden. And now this bizarre notion that we can depend on Hamas to be innocent and honest actors. How do you see all of this?
Well, I think it's important to understand how this all started. It started back in August of 2021 with Joe Biden's failed policy in pulling out of Afghanistan. It was once said about Joe Biden when he was a senator that every foreign policy decision he had ever made was wrong. And it has continued all the way through his vice presidency, his presidency. Even if you want to look at the investigation of Hunter Biden, what we're learning on the Ways and Means Committee and Judiciary and Oversight. But look at just specifically what's happening in Iran. As you just alluded to, releasing $6 billion of frozen Iranian assets that they took and continued to fund their proxies and the Houthis and Hamas. And let's talk about what happened that nobody wants to remember that happened October 7th last year when 1,200 Jews going about their business every single day were raped and pillaged across Israel. It's a travesty. I've seen the videos, the classified videos. It's horrific what happened, unprovoked. And now then, the American people are seeing this Joe Biden as a president of the United States, wishy-washy. He's with Israel. He's not with Israel. He's with the Palestinians. Now he wants to have a two-state solution. He has no idea what he really wants. And you have to remember that when the Taliban and Saddam bin Laden came after us on 9/11, we spent 20 years going after those who came after us. Who are we to tell Benjamin Netanyahu and the Jewish people that they can't go and completely eliminate the Hamas people in Gaza before they ever have any idea about calling a peace deal?
Absolutely. I want to move ahead here to Iran and get your reaction. Obviously, we've learned that we have a Biden administration begging our allies not to take action against Iran for clearly violating the terms of the nuclear weapons deal at a time when they are closer to achieving nuclear weaponry than ever before. How is it possible that we have gone from a nation that understood that we had no greater friend for peace in the Middle East than the Jewish state of Israel, to a president who continues to try to bribe nations that hate us with American taxpayer dollars and then refuse to hold them accountable when they take steps towards destabilizing the world as we know it?
Well, certainly Iran is a bad actor. They're the largest state sponsor of terrorism around the world. They always have been since 1979. And what happened with the American hostages in Iran at that time that led to the presidency of Ronald Reagan. And they have not gotten any better since. You know, just $6 billion that we just talked about is the smallest amount of all. Joe Biden released Iraq to go buy $10 billion worth of energy from Iran. China buys 90% of the oil production from Iran in Chinese dollars. So therefore, we really have no idea how much money is actually being spent. In turn for that, China sends technology to Iran to build the drones to send to Russia to bomb Ukraine. Iran is the center of all activity of all the evil that's going on in the world. And Joe Biden sits here and wants to appease them. When they get a nuclear weapon, this will be the greatest travesty that's ever been allowed to happen by any president that's ever existed. And, President Trump knew this, that Joe Biden's continuing the Obama appeasement ideology, the foreign policy of Joe Biden is going to get us all killed if we're not careful here. And when Iran gets nuclear weapons, the Middle East, we think it's unstable now. Think of what it looked like then.